Okay, the future of bass is, oh, maybe I need a big bass knife.
Somewhere in the middle that makes it sound more live. You get that little bit coming out the back, bouncing off the wall. That's just the Maggies, right? Yeah. Ours don't care very well.
Maybe it's some kind of test. I wish I'd never been tattooed. No. Been to hell and back. Fade to black.
So what makes this the future of bass? What are you doing here?
So I'm going to bore you. I want you guys, now it's time to go because he wants the same explanation. It's just going to be a repeat. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm glad you did come back. So it's great to see you. So what makes it different? Besides looking at it, and it's strikingly different, right? So what we do, we're really the focus is that we want to make a speaker more like an instrument and less like a gadget. You know, everybody's focused on the drivers, on the neodymium magnets, on the voice coils, and all these different aspects of the mechanics. But we're really trying to take the signal from the woofer and condition it before it ever leaves the box. So basically, the mathematics and physics that makes Boston Symphony Hall or La Scala sound good, we try to employ that in the back of this cabinet. And we've hidden the complexity from the end user, but in the back there's the concealed woofer is roughly in the middle, a little towards the back, and it fires into a big compression chamber. And inside that compression chamber, there's a plurality of waveform guides. So it's using the idea that a bigger instrument will sound lower, and a smaller, if you make a violin any bigger, it starts to sound like a viola. And then it sounds like a cello, so size matters. And so inside the compression chamber, we have a plurality of nested waveforms that naturally select for the octaves that they like the best, given their size and shape. And in that way, we condition the sound before it ever gets fed to the two horns, which are made from natural cork, all sustainable materials. First order crossover, there's no electronics going on in here, there's no active crossover, there's no EQ going on, it's just bi-amped. And if you buy it, you can bi-wire them, but you're stuck with the relative levels. If you bi-amp it, then I can say, okay, geez, this room I want more bass. I just reach down here and turn it up a little bit. But
interesting.
Well, we got our US patent 2 weeks ago, so they agree that it's different. It's never been done before.
So when you say horn,
well, there's two horns here, dual horns.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that, but these are horns.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
these are horns.
On the side, yeah. And
that's where the sound comes out. That's the only place the sound comes out. There's no ports, there's no anything else.
See, I couldn't even see that. Okay, now I see.
Yeah. So we don't even use the back wave at all. We're basically just getting rid of it.
Well, I'm glad I asked because I was like puzzled. I don't see a driver, but then you said horns, and I was trying to figure it out.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
And they go quite far back, right?
Yeah. Okay. So that's fascinating.
Well, we've had a lot of people, some seasoned audiophiles in Texas say, well, it shouldn't work, but it does.
So you're from Texas?
Houston, Texas, that's right.
That's where I'm from, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
we're at Tamber. We're on River Oaks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At Portsmouth.
So,
Richmond, basically.
yeah, so I have the YouTube channel that's in Houston. I go to 3MA a lot. I'll give you my card.
I know Johnny and
Yeah,
his
Johnny
brother.
and-
Yes,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
known them for years.
Yeah.
We talked about putting our stuff in his store, but it was a couple of years ago, and I think we're a much better fit at Tamber than we were at 3MA. He's got the MBLs, and his price points are through the roof.
You know what? You might have come in one time. You had like a van of stuff or something.
Yeah,
I remember that was you. I remember that. I was there at the time.
Alabama Street.
Yes, yes.
I remember seeing you.
Yes, okay.
I
now I'm there so much.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, look, we'd love for Johnny to. If Johnny wants to hear him and play him, that's fine. We don't have.
Yeah, you were in more of a prototype mode back then.
We were.
I remember it. Yeah.
Product design.
It wasn't really
industrial design.
a finished product. Yeah.
We were in the product development path still.
Okay.
And that ended about a year ago.
Okay.
So this is our.
That's funny that I remember you now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I'm glad to see Houston representing here.
That's right.
These are the SMG pluses?
Huh?
The speakers?
These are the points. These.
Yeah, those
0.7.
0.7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
And so, what are you crossing them over at?
Well, it's kind of a secret.
Oh, it is.
Not really. I mean, because you can look at the RTA and see what they're doing, right? So they're crossed over at about 250 hertz. But what's interesting is they don't just go 20, 25, 30, 250, and then like this in tank. They drop down over about an octave and a half, about 12 dB. And if you look at that RTA when they're playing, or pink noise or music, it's flat as a pancake. That's what's truly remarkable as a scientist and an engineer. I will tell you that there's something very unusual about that, because I should just see this kind of hump thing, right? And it's in the dirt. It's in the basement. With these things, we're seeing flat. That's why they blend with anything else we put them with, because they're not making the mid-range bloated or anything or woolly or anything else, because what they're adding to it. Look, if the mid-range is flat, here's this other one flat with it. What adds up to this?
So 0.7 is our full range then.
They are, but they're done after about 100 hertz. They don't make any bass. That's why we brought them.
Yeah.
Because anybody who knows ninth bands knows they're not making that kind of bass.
Well, you don't want them to, at least.
No.
Well, so is this more of a? This is almost like a bass augmentation type thing. It's not a traditional. So you don't have phase controls or levels or.
We do one of the powered ones. These are
Okay.
passive.
Okay.
This is more the purest audiophile, version.
Gotcha.
This is what I like better. But we realize people just want to plug it in the wall and hit, and turn on with their phone.
So you have the
We've
more
got
traditional stuff if
We've
you
got
want.
it, and then
Okay.
you'll have the phase control. You'll have the crossover frequency adjustment. You'll still be locked into the native. You can't override the native crossover components that we put in it.
Right. The two.
In other words, you can't make it go higher than we let you.
Is that right? Okay.
But you can hit a button and go. So I don't want.
Well, certainly you don't want it to go much
125
higher.
hertz. Let me just use it like, and we do that really because we want people in home theaters to use these too.
Okay.
And that so if that's what they're comfortable with, hi, my subwoofer plays from 125 hertz down. Fine. You hit the button. You want to go to 250? Hit the button again. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So you sell them individually or in pairs or how?
Yes, both.
Okay.
Both. Well, you could be used
Even swarm like.
Look, what they really are, guys, is it's a reference woofer.
Okay.
It's a reference woofer.
That you can place wherever.
It could be half of our speaker, full range. It could be half of another speaker on top. It could be a sub by itself. It could be a 2.1 system, right? Two little bookshelves, and I put one in the middle. The only thing about if you use one is it needs to be in the middle, because they do come play up into the mid-range a lot. So that'll make the voice sound like it's lopsided.
Okay.
It's all kind of, the guy's over here, but it's supposed to be in the middle.
So what's the price point on them?
$3,850 for one.
Okay.
$6,995 for a pair. So under $7,000. These are under $2,000. So we think we have, you're listening to here, a set of speakers that's well under $10,000 that competes well with things that I know are $50,000, $60,000, $70,000.
That's without the amps though in the sub.
Only $1,000 more for the amps.
Okay. Nice, very good. Well, good to
We
see.
wanna hear something?
Yes, please.
What sort of thing do you? Here, let me just play this one again. I don't think you were here for this one, or maybe not. The whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's see. Jeez, everything's so slow.
It's always good having Dave's head in my video and his goofy
and he
shirt.
appreciates it.
Jason, do that Spotify 70s porn track.
Yeah, we should do that. Tantric music.
Well, I wonder where you are tonight. You're probably on the rampage somewhere. You have been known to take delight in getting in somebody's
So I've got this one
hands.
jacked up like 1.5 dB
You're always
over a
in
high
this-
wire, over a totally, just equal amount of power.
Fade to black. Bet you already made a pass. I see a darkened room somewhere. You run your finger around the rim of his glass.
Pretty
Run
cool.
your fingers through his hair.